So far we have learned how to calculate the present value, the future value, and the interest rate. The last variable that we can learn how to solve for is the variable t, which is the number of periods. This one is typically the most challenging, so I suggest you watch the other videos before coming to this one, so you have a better grasp of what's going on. All three videos on how to calculate the future value, the present value, and the interest rate are linked in the description below. This is a very helpful formula when solving questions like this, where they give you the future value, the present value, and the interest rate. So to find the number of periods, or in other words, how long it will be until our investment is worth $1 million when we invest $25,000 in the investment that pays 10% per year, we can use this equation. When we sub in the information that is given to us in the question into this formula, we should get something that looks like this. On the numerator, we have the $1 million future value divided by the $25,000 present value. On the denominator, we have ln times 1 plus the interest rate of 10%. The $1 million is the future value because that is what our investment will be worth at some point in the future. The $25,000 is the present value because that is how much we are investing today. When you work through the math, you should come up with an answer of t equals 38.70 years. What this represents is that if we invest $25,000 today in this investment that pays 10% per year, it will take 38.70 years for this investment to be worth $1 million. In the first part, we determined that if we invest $25,000 today in this investment that pays 10% per year, it will take 38.7 years for that investment to be worth $1 million. Now I want you to try this part 2 of the question on your own. Assume that now you invest $50,000 today in the same investment that pays 10% per year. How long will it be until this investment is worth $1 million? Pause the video here and try this on your own and see what you come up with. This is the answer that you should have came up with. The future value stays constant at the $1 million. That's how much our investment will be in the future in both questions. The interest rate also stays constant at the 10%. That is how much this investment will pay per year. What changes is the present value. Today in the part 2, we're investing $50,000. In part 1, we are investing $25,000. So the $50,000 is our present value in part 2, and the $25,000 was the present value in part 1. When you work through the math in part 2, you come up with 31.43 years. Notice how this is less than the answer that we got in part 1. This is because we are investing more today than in the part 1 of the problem. We have now covered how to calculate the future value, the present value, the interest rate, and t, or the number of periods. If you need to review any of those concepts, each video is linked in the description below.